Okay, we're going to do a training session on creepy crawlies and what to look for when you're out in the field and they're not working. So this is a very old creepy crawly, but the way they are set up to work hasn't changed for nearly 4 decades. So the same theory works for all of them. So usually what you'll come across with a creepy crawly when they don't work, 9 times out of 10 the problem is going to be, and we've got that same issue here with the baffle. If that baffle moves around even a little bit, it's going to stop the creepy crawly from working. It has to be in there nice and solid. The new ones, the marathons, they actually have 2 little holes on the side here where the baffle sort of pokes through. The most common thing is those little plastic tabs break and the baffle starts to be able to move around and it stops it from working. The other thing that happens more rarely is, and we've got another example here of exactly that, the foot gets worn away, and as it gets very low it starts to be able to sort of get stuck on the surface and stop and stick there. So this one needs the baffle replaced and the foot replaced on it as well. Creepy crawlies should also have these wings on them. If you come across a creepy crawly that doesn't have wings, then it's not picking up leaves effectively. What the wings are supposed to do, the skirt actually slips underneath the leaves come along the top here, slip inside underneath there, and then that forces the suction through these little holes. Little holes, the leaves actually are meant to go in the side, not underneath. A few other parts of the creepy crawly. This float here is actually a turner. So when it goes up onto the wall, the float floats towards the surface and turns the creepy crawly off the wall. So that's its main function, is to actually stop the creepy crawly from going right to the top and sucking in air. Usually they'll also have some sort of a device on the back of the float which keeps this off the main tube here. The further you can keep it off the tube, the faster it'll turn off the wall. So the new marathons even have a large sort of hook that comes off that keeps the float right off, which means as soon as it starts to go up the wall it turns quickly and comes off the wall. Creepy crawly has those so that if it's getting stuck on a light feature or something, it can turn faster and come straight off the wall and stop getting caught on the light. Some of the things we've been focusing on lately is this join. People getting worried that this join is killing off the suction through the head. That's rarely the case. Rarely the case that this join is the problem. As I said, 9 times out of 10 it's this baffle. This baffle moves around, stops the suction through, and stops the hammer from hammering back and forth. The other thing that needs to be looked at and replaced is the bumper. That bumper is purely there so that when it comes up against a step, it keeps the main body off the step, so the bumper tends to wear more than the main body part. Once this main body part wears, throw it away, get a new one. So that's critical that the bumper is there. This one is probably at that stage where it's nearly due for repair. It's starting to get worn there. The other important thing with creepy crawlies is back at the skimmer box. You should use genuine creepy crawly parts back in the skimmer box because they have the special springs which allows the flow of the correct flow of water to make sure that this head is going at the right pace. This head shouldn't be going really fast. When it's going really fast, it's not getting a chance to dislodge from the surface and jump. It just is kind of sitting on the surface going so fast that it's having an epileptic fit basically. It's not actually moving along the surface. The biggest cause of that is, that I'll show you, the biggest cause of the creepy crawlies working too fast is usually this valve. What happens is these surfaces here gets rough, and instead of the valve being able to smoothly open, it gets caught and when it gets caught there's no bypass of water through here. It's getting full suction back to the head, and the head works far too fast and it's not getting a chance to bump along the bottom as it should. So if you find that the cleaner is working far too quickly, investigate this valve that's back in the skimmer box, and you'll more than likely you'll find that this surface here is all roughed up and it's actually jamming that closed and stopping the bypass of the water. And that's pretty much it.